The first time I touched a 17th century painting, I cried. Not because it was beautiful, though it was, but because I felt like I was trespassing. There's something sacred about centuries-old paint. It cracks like old skin. It smells like dust and oil and silence. I was a student then, barely trusted with cotton swabs and distilled water. But one day my mentor handed me a canvas, Flemish, anonymous, worn to near nothing, and said, "Bring her back, but don't wake her." I didn't understand at the time, but later I would, because paintings don't just age, they remember. And if you listen too long, they whisper back. Restoration isn't like painting. It's not creation, it's conversation. You don't fix a masterpiece, you negotiate with it. Every line, every pigment, every crack, it's a clue. Not just to what was painted, but to how, to why. We learn to read brushwork the way others read handwriting. A nervous wrist, a decisive stroke, a trembling layer of glaze. Some artists used arsenic for red, some mixed ash with ochre to mimic dying light. Some signed their names with hair-thin scratches only visible under infrared. My mentor used to say, every painting is two paintings, the one you see and the one beneath it. Because that's the thing, many works were repainted, censored, altered by later hands. And when you restore, you choose, which voice do you bring forward? I once worked on a portrait where the subject's eyes had been changed, repainted wider, bluer, more noble. Underneath, we found the original gaze, darker, sharper, afraid. We left her that way because truth matters more than beauty. But not everyone agrees, especially not the painting that nearly broke me. It came from a private estate, unsigned, dated roughly 1623. A woman at a window, veil, candle, hands folded. At first it was nothing special, faded, dust-choked. The varnish had yellowed to amber. But then I cleaned the corner, and her hand moved. Not literally, but what had been fingers folded in prayer now seemed to be pointing. I thought I imagined it. Photographs confirmed otherwise. The original position was gone. The pigment had changed. I asked if someone had worked on it before. The owner swore it had never left storage. Still, I kept going. Layer by layer, the painting revealed more. The candle grew taller. The veil became transparent. And the background, it wasn't a room anymore. It was a hallway. Lit, empty, endless. I stopped sleeping well, not nightmares, just noise, rustling, like brushstrokes being undone. After 3 weeks, I began documenting everything. Each morning, the canvas looked slightly different. Once, the woman's eyes were open, wide, staring at me. By evening, it's closed again. Another time, I swore her reflection in the window was smiling, while her real face remained solemn. I invited my mentor to examine it. He watched in silence, then quietly packed his tools. He said, "Finish what you started, but never turn your back on her." I laughed nervously, but then came the smell. Old oil paint has a scent. This was different, wet, sharp, almost metallic. And the air around the easel grew still, like static before a storm. I tried to quit the project, told the owner it was unstable. He refused. Said the painting had been in his family for generations. Said his grandmother used to talk to her at night. I worked on it one last time. Removed the final layer of varnish. Underneath was a date, freshly inscribed, modern pigment, my birth year, and the words returned, not restored. I still restore paintings, but not alone, not without safeguards, and never at night. That piece was sent back to the estate, but 2 months later, I got a package, no return address. Inside, on a photograph of the woman, not the painting, a real photograph. Same pose, same candles, same eyes. And written on the back, "Thank you for letting me through." I don't know what it means, but I've started to believe that some paintings don't want to be saved. They want to be seen, fully, finally, as they once were. And sometimes when we pull away the layers of varnish and silence, we don't reveal the past, we invite it back. So if you ever see an old painting in a museum, one that feels like it's watching you, don't look too long. And if you inherit a canvas with no signature, no frame, and a strange warmth to the touch, don't clean it. Because not every masterpiece fades with time. Wait. And if you're the one who lifts the final layer, just know you might not be restoring a painting. You might be returning someone. If this story gave you chills, like this video, subscribe. Watch our previous episode, What Really Happens Inside the Hospital's Red Room. because not everything hidden stays asleep.